Okay. Hello YouTube, Team Endgame here, bringing you a podcast discussion thingy, whatever we do. This one's more just a wrap up on G era and then a few topics I want to discuss. With me we have Mr. Aaron.
Howdy.
And Mr. Mikey.
Yeah, standard.
A Team Endgame.
OG.
OG.
What's the OG? There's no OG, it's Phallus.
So, G era's over, effectively.
Yay!
If
you can't tell, I'm happy.
The last team league, I think, was this weekend for it.
What was it?
I think it was in Belgium. Anyway, that's done. Done and dusted. No more of that. So moving on, the next tournament will be, and we've already had the dates revealed for a lot of them, is going to be Premium and Standard in the latter half of the year. So before we get into all that malarkey, I want to know final thoughts on G era, everything before the reset. Are we happy? Are we sad?
Right, do you want a running overview of like my opinion on the timeline of G era?
No.
No, that's so in the beginning.
So long.
I know.
Because
So, just how I felt.
oh look, they made a stride. It's pretty rubbish. Next set. Oh, that's pretty good. Next set. That's better than that one. Next set.
Yeah,
that's
that's
better
okay,
than that
okay.
one. Next set. That's better than that one. That was G era. The power creep was too much. But anyway, thoughts on G era.
So basically my opinion at the end. Yeah?
Yeah.
I just hated it. It was stupid. Like, at the end of the day, I hate triple drive, and then a lot of things got quad drive, which was even worse. I just hated the triggers had an unfair sort of swing on the way the game went.
Oh, you want that new one?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
That's a weird one, that
When
one.
you say triggers had an unfair swing, what do you mean?
Oh no, he dug himself a hole in.
Do I mean that?
I don't think you mean that at all.
I don't
Well,
think I mean that.
What do you mean that heals and like having a G guard was unfair, or do you mean that you swing and you're more likely to stack like triggers on
I
restanding?
can just cut it out, it's fine.
No, you don't have to do that.
I can, it's my fucking vid. I
Yeah.
do the shit.
Cuts out anything good I say, just keeps in the rubbish. Make me sound worse than I am.
Yeah, well, I just guess what you mean by that, because is it that triggers you could stack on something which was going to restand 5 times, or is it
Triggering damage stops rush.
No, I don't think I mean any of that, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
I
Good
don't
stuff.
think triggers really meant anything at the end of G era.
I think you're confusing yourself with the new format.
Yeah.
I think you've been playing that too much right now.
Well,
The more I think about it, like, it didn't matter if I triggered more, because if you've got this done skill / combo, then
Okay, put
You're
simply, G era final thing. The issue was striding first, and it's over by second stride. That was always the bloody issue, and it just got
that's
worse.
your issue. I don't need to stride.
I kept Coral basically strides on its first ride because of the stupid power, but yeah, it's just you can't deal with like the complete overhaul of damage that's coming your way and attacks based on the fact they're gone stride and then stride. And the other thing that I've always bloody said is that G guard into GB2 is also bull. It's the only way Noob Talma can win, other than sacking.
right. Because the thing is, we've known that the second stride of GB2 was always potent, even from the beginning when they were royals with whatever the royal one was.
What, Saint
Yeah.
Satan, no.
Get crits and just
I haven't
swing.
had that in a long time.
We knew that it was if you got that first, or with Lambro, when you got into that, it was always that was like a big push, a big pressure play.
It didn't finish you, but now it does finish you.
Well, it did, because you got to bear in mind when they first came out, G guards weren't a thing. So it wasn't like, oh, I can easily guard this crazy power. It was, oh, this is a lot of power. What am I going to do? We didn't have the hedge rounds. We didn't have the denial griffins. We just literally went, don't have a PG. hit it in the face.
That is GG.
But as the game went on, G-Hero they tried to balance it with G-Guards. And then I think the fatal flaw was to make them GB reliant, but they had to do that for GBA.
Flaw was counted as G unit. That was my
No.
issue. G guard, no G unit. It's not a unit, it's a guard.
I was fine with it acting as a G unit. It
No
didn't.
way.
When they first did it, I didn't see an issue with it, but it was when they the later strides of like
Yeah.
GB3, GB4 reliant cards, which were supposed to be a third stride, when you were suddenly doing them either first or
So you
second.
didn't care that it was help GB2, just you hated help GB3.
Yes.
Yeah. When they started releasing
Because-
GB3,
Because it was an act flip up, and then, oh look, GB3.
Because GB3 was too strong, was the point. GB2, okay, yeah, it was strong, and it meant that if you G-guarded into it, you kind of work back what advantage that you've lost by not striding first. But going into GB3 just meant it was even stronger than that, and it like pushed the game too heavily in your favour, Renee being the prime example.
no, we were talking about 15k crit for 2 units for no reason.
No, it's a neg2 to then give 15k in a crit, which then makes you more.
Yeah. Well, you take it and take 4 damage. But so G-Hero ended.
And you can also finish people on your first stride, or in our case, ride, if he's that lucky.
Yeah, G-Hero became very quick.
Way too quick.
The control decks that used to be a thing,
They went out very quick.
but that's because they kind of went, oh, these decks are strong. We're going to release a set now where everything kind of has resist. And then you went, well, I'm not going to play anything with control because I can't target you. You have resist. I need to target the circle. So yes, you can still do a little bit with it, but then when the deck was going full resist, and yes, now I understand now, it's the weird way of everything's so aggro, so Coral doesn't really have any resist. That's true.
No, Coral doesn't have this.
Gears don't really have resist, but it's the point of it doesn't
point you
matter
never.
because they're so quick that even if I can go right, I can lock you down. They go, okay, what are you going to do? Where's your push? Nothing, I'm control. I'm supposed to drag this game out. But by the time I cannot keep this control up, I lose.
Around the second stride time.
And Kagura is a prime example of that. It was, oh, I can retire a circle. Okay, I call 5 cards. Well, I can retire 2. Okay, I call 5 cards again. But what's your cost for that? Oh, the same as mine. Okay, well, you have
But that's Kagura. Like, I'd argue that Link Joker would do better than Kagura.
Yeah, but Link Joker. The problem with Link Joker, Link Joker can't lock the circles.
Okay. So you talk about the resist with that.
Yeah, so this is where the resist came
Only
out.
Chaos Count.
And yeah, and then it comes to, but then it came down was just slow, and a lot of things were given an out to lock. And so you went from there was a period where it was control, and it was heavy control, but then they went, we don't like this. A lot of players don't like this. Next set comes out, oh, it's very aggro again. And then even you had the out of, I'll just go ZR, hope that kills you.
It's hard to get a balance, basically, is what you're saying. Between control and aggro, because aggro out of hand it's over too quickly, control out of hand it just never ends.
And that's because of the way the mechanics were built up.
But it also, yeah, but it felt like that every set had to fix a problem that the previous set came out with. Like the power creep was, this is so much better, so now the next set comes out, it can't be on par. It seems to always have to be one up that previous set, and then we just got into that point of, it got ridiculous. Like ZR's, again, a prime example of it. The first 2 come out, they're pretty meh. Then you come out with Zoa, oh, that's pretty good, but still, okay, you can deal with it. Then you come out with Stark, oh, that's pretty good. And the set it comes out with, and then you come out with Ultima and Dust, and you go, ah, am I missing one?
No, that's it.
Yeah. And then you just go,
He's flipping them up in his head from his
yeah.
games.
And then you just go, well, right, but as ZRs go, you started off with ones which sounded cool, but then you went, well, we need to be better. Then none of them were on par, they were just better as you went along. Like Dust, you're now at 1 power, and you take a damage is better than I call 5 units, or you neg 3 from your hand, and I could get a re-ride. Because that's more going to finish you, as opposed to this hopefully should, but who knows. And there are always better strides than Megiddo in almost everybody water deck. So I just think the balance has got out of hand. They went through it. Now it's over. Now we only have to worry about premium with silly combos.
Yeah, like Ichikashima and Silent Tom.
Why do we go into that all the time?
Why? Because you can't guard
But it
it.
doesn't win, does it?
It doesn't top tournaments from what I've seen, but it's annoying enough to be always.
I get more annoyed with like the, multiple thing in Royals where you're getting gift markers.
Or you get 3
Oh,
gift
the
markers
Alfred.
first ride.
Ride Alfred, call this grade 2, which rides an Alfred from the deck. Oh look, another gift marker. And I'll do it again. Oh look, a gift marker. Or the new one coming out for you, Mega Colony.
Oh,
the Antlion.
The control into Zoa.
Antlion and Zoa.
And then it's like you can't.
Oh look, I'll make the Antlion 99,900. Was it 999,999 or
99.
99,999.
Yeah. Make it that power and you can't use Sentinels.
Yep.
Great.
Enjoy. And yeah, so that then.
With the new triggers, they're not as bad. It's not as bad. Might be
So
okay.
I'll go from that onto the what do we need to do to try and. So for premium, as a prime example, what do we need to do to make it a somewhat balanced thing?
They need a ban list.
But
Basically.
they have a ban list. They've already said that when DP comes out, Laurel's at 1. When Pale Moon come out, you can't use the old Jumping Jill.
Yeah, but that is a
Let's stop loops.
that is a ban list to stop an infinite loop.
The Jumping
So
Jill
the
one is,
Jumping Jill and the purple chip pieces will literally go back and forth as many times as you want, effectively making the silver form lion like infinite power, because it will just get powered up. So fine, they stopped the loop. But you've got Antlion and Zoa, you've got Ichikashima and Tom. They are stupid combos that have no interaction with your opponent whatsoever. It's not fun. It's not a compelling sort of game interaction.
I don't know what I'd rather. Rather me not be able to do anything about what they're doing, or me watching them for 10 minutes just messing around with their deck and cards and shuffle, go this, do that, shuffle. Rather just go drop, you can't guard. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's another problem with premium. It's just in and out the deck, in and out the deck, in and out
That's
the
what
deck.
you did. I did nothing. None of our decks here did that.
Gears do that.
Yeah, barely. I was alright with Gears. Gears only called out a couple of
Calls
units.
do it a ton.
Only Time Leap did that. That didn't last that long. Then you went back to just usual. I just call these two and then do that.
There's ECBs.
Musketeers.
Yeah, well,
That's
all your
what
decks.
you do.
All your decks are basically.
It's a lot of you.
I know it's a lot of me, but it's still the point.
All
that
the
they
Giant
exist.
Sanctuary stuff.
But but with a ban list, so right, not just stopping Tom's and Tsushima. Would they go down the route of if you have Tsushima in your G zone, you can't use 4 Tom or you can't use 1 Tom? Like, would you want to say you can't use Tom or just 1 Tom?
Well, the way they've done the ban list in the past, it's you can't use this card if you're using this card. So
Can you? But it mainly did that when it was around subclans.
right?
So, but Tom and Tsushima are not subclans.
Yeah. So
But so, as I said, so are you saying if you have Tsushima in G zone, you can't use
the new Tom.
the new Tom?
Yeah. But it'd have to be something like that. I don't want them to go down the road of other card games where it's like, oh look, this deck's topping, here's a ban list, you can't use that deck anymore, go make a new deck. Oh look, now that deck's winning, here's a ban list, you can't use that deck anymore, but we'll bring this other deck back so you can make it again if you want. I don't want that, I literally just want stupid, like, interactions that aren't interactions.
So, but
Disappear.
is rewriting Alfred, or in the future when Azelle gets it, is that a silly thing? Because I'm a grade 2, you can do this when the moment if I'm a grade 2, you ride grade 3.
Yeah, I
Gift
know.
marker, do it. Gift marker. Is that too good? Because then technically I can still
I
go
can't-
ride
It's the same as
stride.
Coral. We were meant to guard that. It's like no guard.
can't.
I'm at 4.
I mean, yeah, it sounds dumb on paper, but it's one of those things that I don't know enough about it to say if it should be banned or not. It sounds freaking dumb.
Well, what? Which
But
one?
Ichikashima and Tom is like,
Oh,
you
okay.
can't guard.
Yeah, but you have to get me to that scenario. So
that
I
is
just
clearly
you'd have
dumb.
to stop it. But no, I do like their attempt to change the rules a bit. But the most pointless one I saw was the one that if you're already on grade 3, that one. Yeah, so if I'm forward in grade 3 and it goes back to my turn, I can ride.
You construct.
This is right, sorry. Yeah, but it's like, well, that doesn't change anything. Because the whole issue was they stay on grade 2, you're at grade 3, and it should say, if your opponent could have ride grade 3 and chose not to, and you ride grade 3, you can stride. That's what it should have said.
But that's Sea Breeze.
But isn't it? I know, Aaron, but it's a pointless rule because you would just Sea Breeze in that scenario.
No.
Or in the if you yeah, but if you're like, it doesn't matter which way around you do it. It doesn't matter.
The rule was in place for one reason only. They don't want something like 7 Seas coming back. So whatever comes out in future support, they do not want to risk the issue that a 7 Seas grade 1 rush deck, which was basically commons and rares, will be able to trounce someone who went, I'm going to buy a case of this to get all these triple R's, VRs, SVRs,
it's literally there for that.
That's why knocked me out, that thing.
Yeah, it's there to
say. The actual proper Grand Blue, that's the most frustrating thing, and they have some shitey little...
Just going back to Ichishima and Tom quickly, I know that as I said it's unguardable. You can guard it with a protect marker. That is literally the only way you can guard it. But it's still not a fun interaction.
Oh yeah, the Angel Feather with the protect marker in the, with the marker, putting it in the damage zone that heals.
As much as I love that, it's dumb.
Yeah, how do you love that?
Because it's my clan.
Because it's broken as hell. The switch, heal, stride into the heal.
But like,
that's why Angel Feather
right.
Heal. Well, just stall the game. That's fun.
Bar the wording on that, that's just an interaction.
But this entire deck does that.
No, but yeah, that's an interaction. You technically are giving up a PG for a heal.
You've done 4 PGs anyway. You just use them as I ride. I get this. Then I put this in there.
But it depends what the new If the new support can do flippy hand in and out.
Yeah, I'm not talking about new support. I'm talking combined.
Yeah, but with premium. But then how are you balancing that bar the wording? Because that wording on gift markers and protect markers has screwed over Nukatama.
Yeah.
So do you want it to be that they can't choose that when it says swap a unit in, because it's not a unit? Just if they say unit instead of card, would that make more sense? Because technically in your hand, everything should be a unit, bar the protect markers. So if it said unit, not card, would that fix the issue we're going to run into of, I'm angled, put a card in, oh look it goes, I heal.
They're just errata, isn't it? Or say just put in the rule specifically for something like Angel Bears, you can't put a non-unit in there.
It just goes to show that with all these kind of flaws in the way they've made up the rules for premium, they don't really give a shit.
It does look a lot like premium is. They want to keep it alive because there's no point in saying you've played this game for X years, now all these cards are pointless. So you've had this investment, it's still there. But the support you get for it, is what going to be heal triggers for the clans which didn't have them, and then maybe some for other things, who knows. We know there's like a fighters collection coming out in the winter somewhere, so we don't know what that's giving anyone, but would you want to bother balancing premium? Because that would take a lot of work, which they haven't looked like they've invested into the game beforehand, so why are they doing it now? When standard, it looks like it's fairly-ish balanced from Cardfight.
I don't like the fact that they're releasing cards specifically for that. So did I hear that right? For premium?
Yeah, but they're going to be releasing new cards for specifically premium.
Because they should be investing more in what's new in Vanguard, not supporting something, because people would buy support for like their new cards, you know. So if you have a G, I don't play G units because I only play standard.
Yeah, that's what's going to be like a separate set.
Yeah, it's like a fighters collection.
Literally just, it has to specifically be support for.
Yeah,
so they can't combine.
It's not going to be combined. It's going to be like, here's a premium booster. It's for premium stuff.
Okay, moving on then with a nice segue of you buy support for your stuff.
Right.
They said when they came out, it's at least once a year, everything's getting supported.
Yeah.
Oh, I know we're going with this.
And so we know what's been we know what's coming out. We know what we got. So for UK, we still have Extra Booster 1, Extra Booster 2. We still have AL4 set. We have now released the ultra rare one, which is coming. And they also announced that there's going to be a weird mini booster thing for Kagro and Royals.
Yep.
Which would technically be, one could argue, the fourth set of support they've got already.
What are you getting for?
Flash, Trial.
Oh, don't count Flash.
Fine, the third set of support they've got.
They use the word.
Right, they're all pretty much. They have the same names as the cards in the trial decks.
Yeah,
They're all
effects.
weak. They're all weakened effects.
Yep.
And some of them are even vanillas. So
Okay.
you're not going to freaking use.
Fine, this is the third, so it would be their third round of support.
Yep.
It would be at least their second VR.
Yep.
Depends what you argue, what you class a trial deck grade 3 as. But it's another set.
Well, my one's nothing because I don't use it.
Yeah, no, but right, it's.
I have no choice.
Everyone has 3 gift markers as a grade 3 land. You have your SVR, you have your VR,
Yeah.
usually a triple or
Yeah.
2 doubles. You have 3. The common ones and the rare ones usually don't have a gift marker.
At this stage in the game,
Now,
you wouldn't use them unless they're just a couple of extra grade 3s and can't afford to ride it.
you can't afford to ride it, but some may throw it in, but it all depends on how you want to build it. If you want to risk that I ride, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But you are now saying that your it may be a completely different deck, which is great for options, but now Royals and Kagero will have the extra set of gift markers and the extra set of support more than anyone else would have.
Yep.
Now for Royals, that might be a good thing because at the moment they're probably one of the weaker out of the 4 which was released in the set. But for Kagero,
They are.
which is one of the stronger ones, is do they need more? Yes, we don't know what the effects are. They could just be a grade 4, you ride it, buggers off somewhere.
This is just it.
Hopefully, it's just a different deck.
We know it's Exculpate and Nobel.
Yes.
But we don't know the grade, right? It best be a grade 3.
We don't know the grade, we don't know the skill, we don't know
If
anything.
you're going by the manga, Nobel's a grade 4.
Is an Exculpate grade 4? Or is that grade 3?
I don't know about Exculpate.
If it is, it's just gonna be.
The previous one was a
Annoying,
grade
yeah.
3 that can't be rode unless it's on a grade 3 thing. With grade 4 power.
It could be there. It could be a grade 3, which specifies it can't be rode unless it's on a grade 3.
It's still essential.
I know, but that's the way around
But-
it. It's not print something as a grade 4.
But pretty much premium, unless you're an XL deck, is we ride, because you need to get your force markers, you need to get your protect markers. XL, you probably don't need to get all your XL markers, but you can do it if you've got 12 draw or something. And they get, the thing is it 8 new cards each?
I think it was 8 new cards, and other than that, it's just
Knowing Bushiroad is going to be, here's Novell, and the support to run it. And that's it. It's not going to matter in any other deck unless you're running Novell. It'll be like the grade 1 help search it or something and this and that. And if you ride it and you can reveal Novell, and it'll be all that.
Probably will.
Yeah, but
it's not-
wouldn't that be too good to have as a, you can guarantee your ride, you can guarantee your grade 3 search?
Well, no, it'd be the same as the old one, surely. You get to reveal grade 3 to search that one.
It wouldn't be the
Correct,
same.
or reveal it and search the grade 3 and correct it.
None of the effects, as far as I'm aware, have been the same.
I know,
as they were
but
before.
the support was there for that. So if it was going to be around Novell and it happened to be a grade 4, they have to introduce the same bloody mechanism.
Okay, but Exculpated Blaster wasn't promo before, as far as I'm aware.
Yes.
So where's the support for Royals coming in? Well, they have 8 cards.
Oh,
as
right,
well.
you don't want the support around Exculpate.
Yeah.
Did you ever have support that
No,
supported
it's a
it?
promo.
There was a promo.
It wasn't in the set.
Right,
like
then he's
it
going to
was.
get proper support that makes the clan better. I'm going to get support literally for Novell. That's what I reckon.
But is that? But then, my issue is, have they given the 2 poster child clans
Oh, no,
more support.
Yeah, because Royals aren't doing as good as they like, so they're going to support it further.
Well, no, because from the looks of the way they've done it, these were all ready planned. Nothing's like on the. They knew what sets they're coming out with when.
Yeah.
But why is the poster child's getting more support, which may make it go, well, why do I invest in mine if I'm going to get support once a year?
Things are not got the most support.
Well, no, but that's the point. Beforehand,
Limit break error.
it looked like
Well, okay, little break error. What was he running?
Golds.
He's running gold. Oh my god.
There was one royal card support, technically.
But it wasn't about him that season.
If you want to include the Pendragon stuff,
It's about all the.
Regardless, that's a moot point. But yeah, I get your point, Yuri. It's the fact that they're just. But I see your point that it's getting the extra support, which means it's going to get stronger than the rest of the clans. But as soon as everyone's got their first wave of support, you're going to hit that problem.
yeah, but you know your second line's coming. When that comes again, it would be the new set, maybe a new mechanic, who knows? But it would be the fourth then support for Royals and Kagero.
It'll also depend when the Nationals is. Depends how. You imagine how kick in the nuts it is that every time that comes around, your support is like the week after or something, or the month after. So you'll never be able to play it. Your second or third wave of support over.
You say that, but it depends. You're saying that as if to say that you're assuming that it's going to be Royals, Kagero, Novas,
in that order,
in the same order every single
might
year.
be. It might be, but you have to pace it out enough. Apparently, haven't with Royals and Kagero.
But that's my concern: is if they're going to be that strong, is it going to be the fact that they are that strong because they got the new support? And it's also a side of, if I go against Novas, I pretty much know what I'm coming into. If I go against Oracles, I pretty much know what I'm getting into. Same with Bugs and Saturn Premium, because you only really have your big grade 3.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm now going, I'm against Royals.
Again, I don't think that's an issue, because later down the line you're going to have that anyway.
We worry which deck it is.
Yeah, but this is my point. It's later down the line, and I'm okay with later down the line when there's going to be like 4 or 5 clans where I'm like, well, I don't know, they could be multiple things. This is still just 2 for a first wave.
I think his issue is you can predict. It's unfair. You can predict some and not others. So but you wouldn't know what deck I'm running in Kagero because I have options, but he doesn't. So I know exactly what he's running. Especially if we get more triggers. The first person to get more triggers is worrying me.
I don't think you'll get triggers. That would be too good of support for you. If you could go 12 crit or 12 draw or whatever, that's too much. They've nicely done it with everyone gets 8 and 4.
No, never get more crits again. Just leave it as 8. Just leave it as 8.
You know they can't.
Change the name, change the effects and keep the name or something, but they should. Like, double crit, it's just what everyone's... I hate that. Whenever you hear a Vanguard story, it's like, oh, double crit. It's like, oh, yeah, that big climb, a big story ended the same way as I normally expect it to, or 6 damage heal. Okay.
When you have a trigger-based thing, a lot of stories revolve around it. It's the main mechanic of Vanguard.
Yeah.
Regardless of that set though, for now I'm just going to wait until it gets released or leaked in Japan.
Yeah.
Because there's not much you can do unless you've actually seen what the support's capable of.
True, but it's just, I don't know, it's just the fear of, is it going to be like it was before where, like, Neos get 1 bit and that's it, when Royals keep getting a little bit, Kagero get a little bit, and over time it becomes, there's so much for them and everyone else has so
but
little.
It's all useless a lot of the time for Kagero at least.
No, you see it as useless for Kagero. This is my biggest point I've got with you is, you saw Blade Master as pointless and it would top left, right and centre and you'll go for it. No, it's rubbish.
Because I tested it.
Yeah, I'm glad you tested it, and I'm glad tournament results stuck with what you said, which they didn't.
It's just down to your playstyle.
It's not okay.
I'd say it's down to your playstyle.
It's down to whatever everyone's majoritively running because it's following what they think is the best, and not thinking how to counter it or how to improve on it or change it. They just go, that's how it's run. That's the only way you can run
But with knowing how you can run things, tournaments, I want to move on because I've got concern for, and this is probably going to be a controversial thought, I do not like that they have a 2-day tournament in London for Bushy Road.
I think you're going to say 2-day tournament just for Vanguard.
No, I am more than happy with a 2-day tournament for Vanguard.
What about Vice, man?
Vice? Well, right. As far
Vice
as
is a different game.
we don't,
At the end of the day,
I know, but we like.
it's nice that I play it.
We don't
It's
get to
just
play
it's a bit sad that if I want to play Vice, I will have to go to a different venue at a different weekend to participate.
but it'll probably
At the
be
end of the day, Vanguard is my main game. I'm happier to have a 2-day event for that.
now. The caveat to all this is nothing's been revealed about when things are. So so UK has two national tournaments in their schedule, and it's been widely assumed, and maybe confirmed or not, that one will be Vanguard, one will be Buddy and Vice, and Drago.
Yep. 2 venues are Huddersfield, same as last year,
later in the year.
and then the new one is Dark Sphere in London.
Yeah, the new Dark Sphere. It's their new venue they've got opening up. But that's in London, and my concern is if I'm going to Huddersfield, if I'm going to Cardiff maybe slightly similar but very different as well. If I'm going there for the days, I'm probably going to get a hotel. Now, pricing wise, across the country, everyone knows the further away from London you get, usually the cheaper your hotel is going to be. So is this going to be an issue if they want to support both premium and standard, which everyone can play? If you play premium, you can play standard. If I come down from the north, so if I'm in London, if I'm in Liverpool, Manchester, Nottingham, that up area, am I going to come down on the train for a day, play the tournament, or am I going to come down, book a hotel for a tournament?
I think you'll do one night.
So you come down Saturday morning, do the Saturday night?
Yeah.
Because that Saturday night is always going to be the more expensive hotel as well.
Another reason, really, isn't it? It's because especially if I think it comes down to whatever you want to participate in more, I guess, and which order it's in. Because I assume standards first or premium would be first. We don't know. Okay,
I would assume
should
they,
combine first.
They would put standard first because that's what they want to promote the most.
I'd say second.
No, you do it Saturday, because then you can travel Friday night, have Saturday there, Saturday night, as opposed to Sunday you got to get back. Because if I have to get back for work on Monday, I may have to leave at an earlier time, which means I can't fully commit to a top 8, which means I'm not going to go.
Well, that's another reason then, isn't it? People don't want to stick around that Sunday night because they got the day off on Monday, so yeah, they'll go Saturday night, is what people probably do, if it's too expensive. Which means they can just participate on Sunday and just travel off on a train home, or whatever.
But does it then not run into the issue that you had once, where the guy participated for a day?
I didn't want to talk about that.
But this is what could happen. You participate for a day, you do surprisingly well, you get further than you thought, you screw other people over
massively.
Because maybe you win a game by saying crit. Oh, thank God I won that game because I had a really bad matchup. They now have lost, go lower brackets, tiebreaker sucks for them, they're out. You get to the point where you can be top 8 and you're like, oh look at the time, my trains, I gotta go. And
but you should do that. That was his only mistake. I don't mind him going, I got in the top 8, but as soon as he sat down he should have gone, I can't participate, I've got to catch the train. You can play, but I'll just give you the win and walk away. But what he did is he pushed his limit, thought he could play another game, realised he couldn't, and then left.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of people who might, because the tournament.
And it screwed over the entire top 8 because of that.
Yeah, but the tournaments could go on for as long or as little.
But he has every right to say he got into the top 8, go as far as he can until he needs to leave.
Yeah, but then what's the issue with doing what he did? Because he got as far as he could, then realised I've got to go.
Because he did it at the wrong time.
No, he didn't. He did it at the time he had to do it. You just said it's okay for him to go as far as he can and then leave. He did that
without screwing over the tournament.
But
but he screwed it over because I exited the venue, and because he said he would be playing.
But everyone he beat, he screwed over up to that point. Theoretically. Well, if he can't commit to winning,
what's the point in coming, basically?
Then I can commit to winning. Then he goes, I beat you. I've got to go.
Because under his assumption, he was committing to winning, but the tournament, you know what tournaments are like, they just drag on, and you've got an organisation that could be a bit slower and hold up by something. But I thought he'd be alright.
Yeah, but he wasn't, and then so he screwed you over. But you're okay with him screwing. You're not okay with him screwing you over. But the game before,
I'd be fine if he played the next game.
Yeah, but this is my point. He couldn't. He could do that at any point during the tournament. You could get to a point where
it's fine. We're going around in circles, but it's literally just because he didn't play the next game. That's just it. But the fact here's my result. I won. Okay, you're in the next game. Okay, now I'm gone. No, you can't do that. You've got to either say that you've lost that previous one, or you play the next one and let that person win or whatever. Like, what you should do is, I'm against this guy, I've got to go, you can have the win, not someone else take my place.
Yeah, so it's not even him leaving, it's the fact that they said this person took his place. That's what's annoyed
that's what annoyed me.
Well, you weren't there to take his place. You left. The moment you lost, you left. The guy who didn't.
Yeah, so it's not the guy that left. At the end of the day, it's not the guy that left that he has a problem with. It's the fact that they said, "Oh look, this random guy
who's lost in the top 8."
No, it wasn't a random guy. They looked for whoever was his opponent. His opponent wasn't there. They had to play, so they gave to someone else.
It's that decision that the Bushy judges made that Mike wasn't happy with.
Okay, one of many decisions made. Let's say.
Let's just move on. That went on for way too long.
Yeah. Right,
and people don't care.
Now. How big? So
I know you care.
Other venues, and by other venues I mean other tournaments throughout Europe, look like they only have one event. Bar France, which has to, because France is probably the second most popular area that people go to.
Okay.
Now, with everyone else having one weekend, what are our thoughts on how they're going to run it? Are they going to do standard and like a buddy fight?
That's really unfair then.
Then premium and vice? Or are they going to do standard and premium on the same day?
They'll do that, yeah.
What, you literally would split your player base the first day?
Yeah, that's what they'd have to do.
Or would they just say, this one doesn't have vice, it only has standard premium buddy. This one doesn't have buddy, it's got standard premium vice. This one only has standard and buddy and vice.
I think it would depend on the locations. Like being like Central Europe venues, I would have imagined that they'd put Vanguard in one, vice buddy in other ones, depending if they're like close or nearby, and they'd be forced to travel. I don't think they'd split it on the same weekend, because that also means that you have to have that many extra judges going about, which, as we discussed,
they never happen.
As we discussed on the road report for Cardiff, they had bubble judges, and it was hard enough for them to monitor all the games, let alone 3 or 4 different tournaments at the same time.
Hence, they have to do the normal.
So basically, any Vice, Buddy, and Dragoborn players in Central Europe are basically getting screwed over because they have to travel to the next country over to participate if they want. That's what I would assume.
But is that a bit harsh to ask?
Yeah, but if you're saying they've only got one tournament like in the country, then that's what I assume it is. But just judge situation alone would back me up on that. They haven't got enough staff members
initially thought
to judge that many games.
You initially thought it would be both on the same day. It's only because you realise now that they're doing a specific Vanguard weekend that it's not going to happen anywhere else. But other places might have been like, we don't have to have the issue of who's going to turn up to one or the other. We'll just put both the same day and have them choose. That's what I thought would happen anyway. They made it a weekend.
Is that not? I don't get why.
Because some people just really hate standard or just don't care about premium. it's personal opinion, really. It just means everyone's turning up at the same time for the same type of thing. You could all participate together rather than, oh, I'll come tomorrow because I'm not interested in today. Or the other way around.
Okay, then last one on tournaments. Are you happy they've gone back to one-day events?
What do you mean?
Well, standard and premium are going to be on a Saturday or Sunday, and it's going to be all done in a day.
Oh,
Before it was top 8.
I think it's one-day events, like it's all on the same day. I was like, well, that's what I was saying. I mean, so they're on separate days.
That's so. I mean, they have to finish. So from everyone comes in, deck checks, whatever they do, to the champion is crowned in a day, and they have struggled for every time before they did top like 7-2 and 2 games before top 8 or something. It was 7 rounds, I think, normally. They're now saying they have to do everything to a champion in a day, and they could not get timing right beforehand. Now, yes, they've done it in teams because there's less people, and teams are teams. So instead of going right,
teams is the same amount of people.
yeah,
but
but it's less things to put down because it's a team. So it's you're 3. Well, that's just cutting time down by a third. Or
They
whatever.
do it by numbers, though.
Yeah, they're said to do it by numbers come for each other, but
Nobody aims at that.
there's so many more things to do. What for a team? How many people as a 3 or a team went to look at where they would sat? Everyone sent one.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure even we were like, lingering around it. I was nearby, and 2 of you went up. But I've seen you 2 go up together.
But this is the thing. You would so majority, even if that's the case, majority of teams, one person went.
Yeah.
So again, even looking where you're going to sit, you have a 2/3 less people looking.
Crowding
It's
around
so
a
much
single
quicker.
bloody pillar.
So going back to a single day tournament, is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea?
It's a good idea because they want to accommodate premium and standard. If they're on different days, that's the best way to do it.
It would be very funny though if no one turned up for like one. It's just like it's Dragonborn style of just straight to the top 4.
That's great.
Could have bought a trial deck, Yuri. Could have bought a trial deck. Played for the top 4.
But this is just it. Like, if they're doing it standard then premium, which is what I'd assume they do, if you look at any other tournament, Sunday's always the most quiet day in comparison to the Saturday. So
in terms of
They
it would
don't-
be the other way around.
they don't care
They want to promote it.
what
but
appears
it's
on the Sunday.
It's the newer format. Might not be the more popular. It entirely depends on how you view it.
But for the fact they want to keep the tournament separate, I'd say it's a good thing. But for the reasons you said, Yuri, it's a bad thing because then not going to be able to keep the times. They never can. Like, unless they actually get more judges running around looking after everyone, it's not going to be a good day.
Next.
Okay, look at the tournament events. What's the anything then? Okay. So far, there's been 1 set of support for premium. Sorry, standard. Technically, support for premium as well. Anyway, 1 support for standard, and it involves you guys.
Yep.
So, what are your thoughts on standard? We'll start with Mike, because
fucking what? Okay. Triggers. Not as big of an issue as I thought, but only if you're going against bloody That's Excel. What's that? It's the extra zone.
Excel.
Excel is Excel.
If you have an Excel deck.
Okay, if you have an Excel deck, you're basically like 1 trigger screwed, regardless. That's just the way it is. They're still exactly
For now.
That's still exactly the same as it used to be, but it's ridiculous to think that without draw power you can drop a field. And so again, I'm just annoyed with Excel not getting the plussing they need.
So far.
Because if I get stopped by a trigger, I should at least be able to sustain the game a bit longer to have more goes at swinging. But the biggest issue of all is riding grade 3 first, because it's like striding first. It's too aggressive, it's too hard to recover from it, unless you're getting a bit lucky or you're countering the other person's deck a little bit with the way your deck works. So if you're against Novas or something, and Kagura's retiring all their stuff and they can't plus it back. It's like, oh great, well, you've slowed me down massively, so I can't really do anything. So you're going to win because you're countering my deck so heavily and have no draw power.
Yeah, that's a deck counter.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's the only way you can counter the issue of riding grade 3 first. Unless you're actually countering the other person's deck, or you get lucky. If it's actually an even match, your opponent rides grade 3 first, you're more likely to win.
So it's the complete opposite of Geo.
Yep. Unless you're Coral.
It's similar to Geo.
In which case you can just ride grade 3 and win.
Similar to Geo. It's just...
No, it's the complete opposite of the sense that...
Because you ride grade 3 first.
No, I said it's
stride.
similar in the sense of if you stride first in Geo, you win.
Yeah, so
This
it's
is
the
if
point.
you ride first.
Geo is if you go second, you're more likely to win. This is now if you go first, you're more likely to win. Which, to be fair, I think a game should be. Like in any game, if you're going first, I think you should have the advantage. But I believe there should be something there to counteract the advantage. Getting to drive check first isn't going to help you as much as it used to anymore.
It's just the extra 10k or extra attack and things. I'm just suddenly getting damaged so really quickly now. I'm struggling. And then they get to their push thing quicker, so Darren would do his like, crit, full field, all power everywhere, and I'm like, well, damn, I'm going to finish you next turn. Well, I can't do that now, because I've used all my cards doing that, and I've suddenly got a hand able to survive, if I survive somehow.
Yeah, that's just oracles, but...
I'm saying as an example.
I know, but...
I could go, oh, you can't guard a grade 1. But if you were to ride grade 3
No, you
first...
can't sentence.
Sentinels.
If you were to ride grade 3 first, in a deck, you might have had the extra turn to find a guard to deal with it, or to push me before I was able to do that. Just the more turns that go by, the more aggressive and re-riding and things and stacking, and it's going to get harder and harder to guard. But I'm always going to have the advantage on you because I've got more power on my field by 1 turn, and the ability is going off by 1 turn.
Yes and no.
Only if you can keep riding grade 3s.
If you're playing Force, yes. If you're playing Axel, yes. Not if you're playing Protect. I don't think that getting a perfect guard to your hand gives you that much.
Of course
advantage.
it is.
It really doesn't.
Prime example then. You ride grade 3, yeah? And a perfect guard. I ride Overlord, swing, perfect guard.
Right.
I ride grade 3, swing. You haven't got a perfect guard yet, let's assume, because you're relying on getting that. You can't guard it, and then people just do the stupid thing of just committing, with crits or whatever, and restand attack again. Oh look, you're on whatever damage because you couldn't guard it.
Alright.
And if you choose to guard it, then I've just negged you like 3-4 cards rather than just 2 because you rode grade 3 first.
Okay.
You completely shut me down.
Right.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Right? It's a good example. I thought.
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
Just
It's
that-
like having an out because you rode grade 3 first. That is the.
Just because I have a perfect guard doesn't mean I'm going to use it on your Overlord.
That's up to you. It's the fact you can guard it. That's my only point.
What annoys me is that in the rock paper scissors style of the way the decks work, Protect's meant to have an advantage over Force decks. Yet I can't use any of my Sentinels against your Waterfall.
Just
which pisses me
Kagero.
off.
I'm sure
Yeah,
other
but-
Axel decks you'll be fine against.
Yeah, but that's what annoys me. The fact
Sorry, I have
that,
an out. If I didn't have an out, you'd just auto win.
and it's also the fact that you
I have to find
you
it.
counter Axel decks even more because you're Kagero and retire stuff.
Yep.
It's
Other people don't do that though, Aaron.
they do what? Run Waterfall? Yes, they do.
Mass retire.
Doesn't matter. You're still retiring in general. Retiring will hurt Axel decks. The problem I have with Axel decks though is that Novas never used to play like that. They used to be like restanding columns and stuff rather than going niggle, niggle, niggle. But from what I can see, Novas have just turned into Aquaforce. And I assume Aquaforce is going to stay as Aquaforce. I'm assuming Gold's Pale Moon are going to turn into Aquaforce in the sense of any triggering damage is just going to wreck me.
You're going to stop me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
But it's not even like 5k, it's 10k.
consequently, my opinion is that Axel is the weakest of the lot by a large margin.
Yep.
Can I just raise a hand and say, go and buy the next Axel deck which comes out, which is Dinos. Dinos get power. They don't just go, I do nothing. They get
and draw
power
power.
and they draw cards. And yet it's I understand it's
a
still
more popular character as well. Bear in mind, should have at least something. Also, support wise, Kagura happy with. It does what it does. Nova's just like as if I've got two puzzle pieces that don't fit together. It's like, well, you can have that and that, but you're not going to be able to make it work until another time. For now, you just get a little bit of hero stuff, but it's actually really bad, and a bit of this, which is not great. And here have a Shurikai's or something, which isn't, like, if you ride it, you're not really going to win.
But is that not consistent with what Novas were beforehand with, have a subclan, next set, have a subclan,
yeah, but
next
not
set,
even have a subclan. I got half a subclan.
No, but this is my point. You've got your puzzle pieces, and because they can only give Nova once support, they basically got, well, before we gave Nova, over the course of that era, every time they got support, it was for something different. So we've just given you your one support, which is now all the same, which is something different. Is that not just consistent with how Novas have been?
No, because it should be a full support every time.
No, he's not saying what you should get, he's just saying that in terms of what you had before and what you have now, it's consistent.
Novas always felt in the first, before Limit Break, even after Limit Break, that they were missing something.
Need to take the necklace off you, right?
You need to take the necklace off you,
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking.
But they always felt that there was something lacking with their support. They didn't have that thing.
Yeah.
And then the next set comes out, and you go, "Why am I getting all Death Army stuff? That is not helping this deck. I now build this one."
Yeah, but the big difference is that deck worked. This deck doesn't work.
No, only one deck works, and that's
It's literally vanilla beat sticks is all you got, and one grade 3 that can remotely threaten you with a double restand of 2 units. And it's instantly shut down by a trigger regardless, but that's just Excel.
That's just acceptable.
But I've literally got one. I might as well just run vanillas across the board and just ride that grade 3. It seems. Nothing seems to actually do anything. I haven't got any effects that are aggressive or whatever.
The hero effects are power.
The only thing I've got is a grade 2 which can restand. When my Vanguard attacks, but it costs a counterblast or whatever, so but my Vanguard double counterblast, it makes no sense. Unless it hits, but you would probably guard it knowing that I have to counterblast to do anything.
So, right. So then, future, Aaron won't ever know Excel until Golds come out.
Pale Moon.
Pale Moon. That one. I will never know Excel.
I would imagine Gears are going to be Excel.
Who knows?
I think they're going to be Excel.
It'll probably be Force. If they go back to the deck and come out, Spikes are Force, and they do the similar thing to Gears.
Okay, fair enough.
Arakami, if they give them Excel, that would be stupid. But I could see them doing it.
Yep.
But for what's been released so far, I will not get a deck with Excel. And Mike will finally see what Protect can do.
I picked one of each. Just around, just as a. Yeah, just picked my favourite of each.
Yeah,
this is what I mean. Like
Sanju,
when the support comes out, the next one will be you will actually finally know how Protect work, Protect clan work.
Yeah, my favourite clan of all time. The Clan of Blue.
But Freedom so far, standing so far, happy with it? Sad with it?
Oh, I'm very happy with it. It's a lot more simple, which a lot of people won't like. But I'm fed up of sitting there watching my opponent spend 10 minutes on the turn.
No fucking shit. It's like he has to experience it at tournaments to just understand our freaking annoyance with anything he does. Because he doesn't heal at tournaments, but his opponent fucking sacks and does it. So we don't have to deal with that. And he goes against a mirror match or something, he's like, come on, I want to do my stuff.
I think it gets back into the game of thinking about the little things.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people missed in the old days.
5k makes a difference.
Yeah, it's just things like that. Yeah. So it's knowing that you can guard with a 5k instead of a 10k because it's still going to pass.
Oh, that's annoying as well. The whole 15 shields and things just take us too bloody long to work stuff out.
Yeah, I'm still
but that plus that, no. Well, no, I might as well put that 10 back, put a 5 down. It's still one to pass, isn't it? It's just 2 to pass. I don't need to drop a 10. Why am I dropping a 10? Stupid numbers. It's not even on 11s, they're on 13s and 12s. Nothing is helping. 21 doesn't mean anything anymore. 23.
I know it was affected in the last bit of G era and Premium now, but I like the new Mulligan more than the old Mulligan.
Oh yeah.
I like the new starting Vanguards of just ride draw.
Oh, it helps.
All
It
that's
helps
sold.
stop grade locking.
Yep.
Because you draw a card. I'll find it so hard to not run that if I get a forerunner of any kind at any time. It's just
I suppose
I want to draw a card at the start of the game. It just helps.
I suppose if I have one gripe, it's the fact that Vanguard's still Vanguard in the sense of, well, this card's clearly good, that's in the deck at 4. Well, this card's clearly good, that's in the deck at 4.
No. It's the opposite. It's the opposite way of thinking. Is what I find. It's not as clearly good. It's just the other ones are unplayable. That I don't like.
Oh, that then.
Literally unplayable. There's no point.
What would you say if they had a forerunner, or which was, if you ride on it first, it stays until you draw a card. If you go second, it comes out as a booster.
I thought you were going to say draw 2 cards.
Because you get your drive check anyway.
What do you mean? It makes no difference.
I'd like it if it was the other way around.
It makes no difference. Because you just drop a booster instead. You just draw a booster.
If they brought something like that out, that would at least help with the whole
If you said draw and go back,
No, Mike, because what I mean
you
is...
get a plus.
going second. That would at least help with the going second of getting a plus. So if you go first, you ride on it, draw a card. If you go second, ride on it, draw a card, and then it comes out.
Yeah.
I would like it then. Because
that
it somewhat balances the going first and
that
going
would draw
second.
2 cards. I don't know.
No, drawing 2 cards is way too powerful.
You're going second. I need the guard to deal with what you're going to do to
No,
me.
but this is my point. You're
I bet extra
getting,
card in hand is a lot more powerful than the extra card on field.
you're getting your card in hand anyway from the ride over draw, or from the drive check.
But they've never
So
even...
if you literally go second, ride, swing, you've drawn from the starter skill and you draw for the drive check.
Well, no, because that means that you're...
Going first, you don't have that. You only have the draw.
Yeah, but that's not changing the game here.
Yeah.
You get, at the moment...
You want to
know
balance
drive
going
check.
second, because going first has a clear advantage. Come grade 3.
Yeah, but this is my point. You're getting a free booster.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have to draw a card.
But you'd rather have to draw a card, because Yuri, imagine this, pull a 5 out, or leave it in so and draw an 8k beat stick or something, drop that there. It's hitting better numbers.
Pull a 5 out.
It'd be a 6.
Or 6
Sorry.
then.
Pull a 6 out.
6 out.
You'd rather pull the 6 out than draw a card that's a grade 1 that's better
No,
than that.
I'd rather draw a card, but I'm saying that I'd want both from going second.
Yeah, but you were saying you'd rather pull it out than draw a grade 1 and drop it there.
Drawing a card would help me more, like finding cards I need for my combos and grade stuff if that's an issue.
Draw Ropia, drop it out in there. I'd rather do that than just pull starter out.
Pull a starter out.
Get it. Move it on.
Nice idea, but it led into a pointless, like...
Yeah, it's just really
like-
pointless.
I agree,
get it.
I disagree. Well, this is going nowhere.
Standard?
So they can do a new format instead of just every time you get a new
Okay,
set.
let's just stick with
different.
your good idea of drawing a card and putting it back. That's better. Go second. Because they've never addressed it. The only thing they've addressed with it is you can G-guard, but that just emphasised the problem, not... There's more problems. Not going second, you needed that.
Well, the G-Guard meant that you didn't stall anymore.
People still stalled.
Yeah, you can't G-guard. You'd both be on grade 3.
But it's supposed to be that if you just ride, then you'd have the G-Guard.
Ah, guarding with things was cool. I've never done it, but
with anything.
I got
I've done it in premium.
I did it at the tournament.
I guarded with my grade 3 because I wanted to GS
I
into
never-
the right grade
I
3.
just never did it. I always got with triggers, so it didn't matter. And I was never do that bloody, because it never gets there when you G-guard or whatever and you have a heal trigger and then you banish both and unflip. Or something. I never
You
did.
just forget to do it.
It doesn't go on long enough.
It does.
Not with me. Not with
me.
Novas.
About 3 times in a turn.
But you've got a Gize, it's a long
turn
game.
I've done it. I went G-Guard this, G-Guard flip,
Gize,
unflip,
man.
blast.
Gize.
With gears, with anything you can do it in a turn. You just forget to do it. I've seen you in a few games, you've gone G-Guard, G-Guard, and you just ignore it. You're just like, I got 2 G-Guards there.
Are you sure I
There you go.
I could unflip?
You can, or soul charge, you could do either or,
I
and you're
know.
just like, I'm gonna put them there. Yeah.
It never goes on long enough for me.
It was too late in the format, I can be bothered. I was too annoyed with the way it works. Next!
I'm done.
Nah!
Have you got any points on premium standard? Game, everything around the side? Each. I've got nothing else.
Nothing else.
I'm going over 1 point.
Ah!
Can you stop making noise on the video?
Yeah, you can't hear that.
I will fucking hear that.
You'll hear it. It's the same reason when, like, the Vanguard.
Oh, the shuffle, yeah.
It maybe it's far away. You still hear it.
It's like you playing with that too. I'm gonna hear that as well.
It's very quiet. You might. Of course you'll be able to. Yeah.
What
I feel like I
happens
say
is
something.
every time you were playing with it, you would stop and go, I shouldn't play with it.
Yeah, I know.
The moment you're quiet for like, you
I just get bored, alright? I want to say something, but I'm like, if I don't play with something, I'm gonna say something and it's gonna interrupt them. So I need to distract my mind with simple things. Yep, that happens. But yeah, so format discussed.
At the end of the day,
Format.
Mike is happy with standard, which is.
I'm not happy with Novas.
Okay.
I'm not a big grade 3
Okay,
first.
let me rephrase it. You're happier with standard than you thought you would be. Because when this first got announced,
Was I?
you were not happy.
I was not happy with the grade 3 first. That's still an issue.
No, you just weren't happy it existed.
When it was first announced, you were like, oh, this is a stupid idea.
It's like,
Oh no, I don't like the fact that I'm forced to, go separate.
You don't have to.
I know, but you have to because the other one's so dumb. But I'd rather they just fix the game rather than just kind of cutting it off and starting again.
this is fixing the game.
This is fixing the game.
They've introduced stride, but there's no way to fix it from that point.
Well, that's what annoyed me. Not that it's not going to work. I just said I don't.
Unless
like
you want to go, here's a grade 5.
I just don't like the fact, Aaron. I've got 8 clans with full sets, and I'm not going to use them because it's too broken. That's what annoyed me. I didn't say the new format wouldn't work. I just said I don't like the fact that they had to do it.
No one likes the fact they had to do it.
Yeah. So if you're
But I'm happy
if you're
that they did.
specifying the new format in general, it's the right grade 3 first. So I was like, it's going to be done. It is done. And triggers, I thought would be really dumb. But that's the only thing I'm a bit. It's not as bad as I thought. But it's still like you're hitting like decent numbers on the side. They get a trigger, and even with a booster, it's not hitting. It's like, okay, you'll go.
In Excel, it's not.
That's so annoying. Yeah.
No, I suppose in any deck it is.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a rear guard that gets power.
Because you're hitting 18s. Like, I can hit 18s on your 30,
Well, no.
and then you hit a 10k trigger. It's like 23. I can't hit.
It's just your clans. So
Just my clans, you're hearing this.
all of your grade 1s and 2s only get your extra 5k power if they've retired on that turn that they called.
Yeah.
My conditions, I have more rear guards. My conditions are I have cards in hand on oracles. I can always hit 23 on at least 8 rear guard hold, so it doesn't bother me too much.
Nice. It's fun.
Whereas you are reliant on calling them that turn to get the power, or you have triggers.
Yeah, but you have to work for it. That's at least a nicety of it, but it's by defense.
And then Novas are just Novas because
They're
they're
just horrible, right? They're not really going to win unless you get lucky. So no one should compete with that.
I think that's Axel in general at this point. I know you said Tachikaze, but for me at the moment, that's how I see
I
Axel.
specify Novas, not Excel. Let's point this out.
Yeah, but I'd just say when I went to the broader point of Excel, they all have so far Yakuza seem very similar to Novas.
They get re-standard though. Yeah, but that's the hit.
A rear guard of 4
It just seems to be the same Aqua logic of you let the first 2 through, get damage, trigger and damage. It's like, well, now I can guard the rest.
Yeah.
You don't get your skills off. My go.
Yeah, that's the game plan. Hoping you can do that. It's not something we've overlooked.
So far.
Obviously, it's still multiple attacks, and you can't keep going guard, let it through.
At least you can they can further abuse it.
Vice
I
versa.
can't. Because I'm just restanding Niggles, they are restanding a Vanguard, which is blatantly still hitting.
No, the Vanguard is 12.
Vanguard doesn't get any power.
If it counterbalance itself.
3k's not going to help.
It's gonna hit.
No, it's going to hit.
No, you get a trigger.
Yeah.
You can put it on the Vanguard.
Well, defensive trigger you can't Vanguard.
Yeah. So, but 15 is not going to hit.
Oh no, don't worry.
23.
Don't worry.
Even if you put a booster behind it, it's still going to hit 21.
Yes, I get that my clan is useless, alright?
Especially now it hit 23.
No,
I'm not picking up backwards anyway.
You're the one who invested Novas. You're the one who invested a You know you've invested in Novas. You have a Nova deck.
Yeah, that because
Oh,
as far as
not
I'm aware,
Anvils.
I'm not. That's
No,
it.
but with Novas, is more my point of you say they're not doing that, and yet they seem to be equally topping as much as OTT and Capital. Royals seems to be the
I
biggest.
saw
loser.
a weird one earlier. A 12 grade 3 Nova deck
Yeah.
with 2 Risers, 4 Asherah Kaisers, 4 Maximum Riser, and 2 of the Nogadi with 0 dude or Sentinel dude.
0 dude.
And I was just like, what? I was confused as shit, but apparently it won.
There's enough on a day. But as the biggest loser I see from the premium is January. No, sorry, in standard is January Royals,
Yeah,
which I find hilarious.
I know, it's great. Bad that it's not like, yeah, the OP right from the get go. So it's like, yep.
I'd rather let OP later when it matters. That's what I was trying to say. There's a bit of support. As soon as you get the Axel Blade thing, you'll be like, oh my god, I'm broke. You watch.
Probably.
Because it was going to be done. Put 2 bloody things.
Okay.
Oh god, big number.
We're rambling now.
I bet it says. What was Expert Blast's original effect?
Original effect.
Original effect, because I can't
Right.
remember.
So you can only ride on it if you're riding on top. You can only ride it if you're riding on top of
Yeah,
a
I
grade 3.
remember that, yeah.
I believe it's when you attack, you eject every card except. No, you can only ride it if you have Blaster Blade and Soul
Yeah,
as
right,
well.
because it comes Blaster Blade.
When you attack, you eject everything from your soul except for Blaster Blade, and it gets power based upon how many cards you Soul Blast.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the battle, you ride Blaster Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So grade 2. And it also can't be hooked to a radar circle. It's 12k base.
So it's literally just a restand as a grade 2.
No, because it's a quarter rest.
What's the point in it? Just a big number.
It's
It
literally,
wasn't
I'm
just a
on
big
12k
number.
base.
It wasn't a big number. It had something else. There's another reason you did it.
I think so.
You have to look it up, I can't. That cannot be it. That was not the reason you ran it. Just for a big number.
You didn't run it.
No, you didn't.
It was rubbish.
People experimented with it in Stride because I rewrite down to grade 2. You can't Stride now because I ain't got a grade 3 Vanguard.
Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, listening, subscribe, Facebook stuff, things.
No.
Nah.
Expert Blaster. What's it doing?
It's okay.
Oh, you actually want to know what it does? It's good.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. Do not have a grade 3 Royal Paladin, you cannot normal ride this. If you have a card not named Blaster Blade, if you do not have a card named Blaster Blade in Soul, cannot attack. When this is placed on rear guard, retire it. Counter Blast 3, it battles all of your opponent's units in one attack.
That bit.
That's why, okay.
When it attacks, pull all cards from your Soul not named Blaster Blade in your drop zone. It gets 2k for
Okay,
each
what
of
if you had
them.
that? That was probably. It's going to be something similar-ish to that, surely. Fair enough. Right.
I'm bad at I don't care. I never used it. I may have used it once and be like, that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that summarizes everything.
Yeah, that's it.
You've gone over all your points. There's nothing I need to add because Standard's still quite young at this point. Until EB1 comes out and Yuri can play something. He might have a opinion on it a bit more. I'm waiting until AL4, and then I'm waiting for Ultra Rare. And that's the entire case to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my Ultra Rare rares and I'll be like, look at them, they're all pretty and sparkly. It's gonna be fun. I get angles.
Lovely. Love going against them.
And then I'll make a premium deck and be like, I heal.
We're always going to premium is can you rewrite each turn?
Possibly. See how it goes.
And stride.
You don't need heal triggers in that deck. Just a bit extra draw triggers. Draw your grade freeze, right, heal.
Yep. Probably. Be viable. Why not?
It's your PGs anyway.
No.
It's protect, you just ride, get one, put it in.
Alright.
Sign off, Yuri.
As always, YouTube, subscribe, bell button. There's apparently things you need to do with that. We have a Facebook page. Aaron posts things on it.
You two can post on there as well, you know.
Yeah, but Aaron does it.
We have a gaming page that I don't use, but I probably should. If I played more games, maybe.
We have a Twitch.
And I'll come at you with some more videos, maybe, in the future.
Bye now!